Hi, I'm Sarah Lancaster, Weed Science Extension Specialist at K-State University. Today we're going to look at some of the herbicide-resistant soybean options that are available for 2021. The options that we'll discuss today are Liberty Link GT27, Enlist E3, Roundup Ready to Extend, and Extend Flex. Before we discuss the different herbicide traits, it's important that we remember that we do have Palmer amaranth populations in Kansas that are resistant to 2,4-D and glyphosate, as well as suspected resistance to dicamba and glufosinate. The occurrence of biotypes with these herbicide resistance emphasize the importance of using good weed management practices. These include starting clean in the spring with fall applied programs and then good pre-emergent programs or tillage, mixing and rotating herbicides with multiple effective sites of action, utilizing residual herbicides, and applying the right herbicide rate at the right time. Non-chemical weed management practices are also important, as well as scouting. And finally, when we're dealing with herbicide-resistant weeds and the potential for herbicide-resistant weeds, it's very important that we take steps to stop the production of seeds. The first herbicide-resistant soybean system we'll look at is Liberty Link GT27. These soybeans are resistant to glufosinate, glyphosate, as well as a light 27, which is a formulation of isoxafludol, or Balance. These photos show weed control at the Ashland Bottom Farm in a Liberty Link GT27 system. You can see all of the treatments in this trial provided excellent weed control 2 weeks after a post-application with Roundup plus Liberty. The next trait to discuss is the Enlist E3 trait. So these beans are going to be resistant to applications of glufosinate, glyphosate, and 2,4-D. The two 2,4-D formulations that are labeled for Enlist E3 are Enlist 1, which is 2,4-D by itself, and Enlist Duo, which is a premix of 2,4-D plus glyphosate. These photos show weed control in one of the Enlist trials at Ashland Bottoms this summer. Again, we had excellent weed control. All of these plots had a pre-emergent treatment and had 2,4-D applied post-emergence with and without Liberty and glyphosate. And these ratings these photos are 4 weeks after application. One of the big concerns with the Enlist system is proper tank mixing. These photos came from a colleague at North Dakota State University and were created just to demonstrate how quickly you can have sedimentation if you don't allow the Enlist, Liberty, and Roundup to each be well mixed in solution before adding the next product. The last herbicide-resistant soybean system we'll look at is the Extend system. These soybeans are resistant to glyphosate as well as dicamba. There are 3 formulations of dicamba that are available, and these products all made big news this summer because of the legal activities around their labels. So Tavium, which is a premix of dual plus dicamba, was not affected. We are still hopeful that we will have answers on new labels this fall, but that remains to be seen as of this recording on September 22nd. I wanted to spend some time just summarizing some of the differences between the Enlist system and the Extend system. Some major things to point out here are the differences in the size of buffer that is required, as well as the use of AMS, the GPA requirements, the droplet size requirements, and the more extensive time of day restrictions for dicamba. Another difference between dicamba and 2,4-D is the relative sensitivity of soybeans. Soybeans are much more sensitive to dicamba than to 2,4-D. The last system that we should talk about is Extend Flex. Bayer is still awaiting European Union approvals for this product, but are hopeful that it will be available for 2021. Extend Flex soybeans will be resistant to glufosinate in addition to the glyphosate and dicamba that we currently have for Extend soybean. Thanks for listening. We hope that you'll reach out to us with any questions